Never have I ever cried after a final. Directly after?
Hi everyone, it's ItsKayYvonne here. Welcome back to my channel. Listen, today I'm super excited. I asked your favorite legal YouTubers to play Never Have I Ever. And guess what? They all agreed to do it. So, without further ado, let's meet today's cast. Alright, hi my favorite legal YouTubers. Are you guys ready to play Never Have I Ever? Ready?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So ready.
Yes.
Got the signs. Alright, so it's just whoever wants to go first. Like, who has the guts to ask their question first? Don't be shy.
I'll start off. Why not? What was mine? Never have I ever stolen someone's outline. Jumping in like that.
What's stolen mean?
What? Yeah.
Stolen.
Stolen?
No, definitely have
In
stolen.
the copy machine, the printer, whatever. You just took or anything you define it as.
No, man.
I don't trust people. I don't know what they outline is good enough, so I'm not touching it.
We have all the past outlines. Do you guys have them like posted from the previous years too?
Some of them.
You gotta pay
Yeah.
for them in law school.
Some people don't want theirs circulated, so they're like, do not ever send this to anyone else. Yeah.
That's true. That's true. I agree with that.
Never have I ever cried after a final. Directly after?
Or like
Like-
Like, what's the timeline?
Directly after.
Yeah.
Tears, bruh. Tears.
The only class I was upset enough about to do that, I had expressed so much frustration, anger during the semester that by the time the final was over, I was like, I don't need to think about this anymore.
My first final, I cried. I knew I failed. I just was like, I failed. That was so hard.
My property final, we had this very like quirky professor, and it began with a poem, and then none of the questions were like outlined or numbered or anything. They were just kind of like randomly put in, and at the end of it, I was just like, "That's it, we're done."
I just feel like I be crying before and after. Like, I just feel like I'm always crying in law school, so I know I cried.
I think I vlogged me crying after
Perhaps. Me too.
Hey, never have I ever forgotten to do the mute button. Has anyone done that over Zoom or anything like that? Or have any stories from people in class that have done it?
Wait, forgot to mute themselves?
Yeah.
I haven't.
I have. I have. And I'm having a full conversation with someone, and someone's like, Kamisha, turn off your mic. And the sad part is what I was talking about to my friend. I was like, I can't do another Zoom meeting. I can't do another Zoom class. My teachers are boring me. And they were like, my phone was blowing up. Like, people were like, you need to turn off your mic, bro.
Wow.
No.
Yeah. But I graduated, so it's all good.
Right, good.
It's all good.
I did it on the client meeting.
You did?
Yeah, I didn't know that. But I wasn't saying anything outlandish, but I just didn't know that I wasn't on mute. I was talking to you. I feel like, and I was like, oh wait, I'm not on mute. And it was fine. No one hit me up though and was like, you need to stop talking. But
You're like, let's just talk over it.
yeah, I was like mortified after that.
Never have I ever been late to a final exam.
I get there super early.
Yeah.
I'm too scary.
Make a show.
Cameron, what's your answer?
Huh? I've never been
Oh.
late. I'll be sitting out there waiting, looking over some bootleg notes, trying to struggle. I'm trying to tell you.
Same. I know somebody who was late and missed the final, and his life was never the same after that.
Me too.
Scared me into being real early.
I know somebody that was late for the bar exam, so
And they passed?
I don't know.
I was late for the bar.
I never followed through. I was just like,
Yeah, I was like the second to last person to get there. Don't be like me for y'all that haven't taken me yet.
Okay, this is specific to law school, not undergrad or below, but never have I ever fallen asleep in class.
Yeah, law school was the first time for me. And I never thought that I could ever fall asleep, but I had just gone in off of a flight from like forgetting even the coast from the West Coast, and so I had not slept, and it was first day of J term, and it was like on I took like a financial analysis class, so it was like a lot of math and everything, and I fell asleep for an hour. Nobody bothered to wake me up, so I woke up as everyone was leaving. I was like, not one of you could have like tapped me or something. So I was mortified. I was like, oh no, the first day. Luckily, it wasn't like one of the 1L courses. It was like the J term class. But
The opposite. I was so bad about falling asleep in class in undergrad, like big lectures I would have to take and stuff. Like I was so bad, but in law school, I have one more year to go, so we'll see.
Well, 3L, you can fall asleep.
listen, 3L year, I'm leaving, okay? If I'm bored, I'm not listening.
3L, you lucky if I'm listening, okay?
Man, as a 3L, you really don't care. Like, this one student had her coloring book, like, every class. Like, she took out her color pencils, literally put it on her desk.
That's incredible.
No care in the world. I was like, okay, that's how we going. That's how we going then.
I feel like 3L year, you kind of already,
Yeah, I agree.
you've already proved yourself. So,
Yeah.
and then you're always going to, from after 3L year, your life is working. So enjoy 3L year for all you guys.
Thoroughly enjoy.
Agree.
Take a vacation.
All the vacations.
All
Every break you get. That's what I did. Every break we got, I was out.
Never have I ever been cold called on a case I hadn't read.
All the time.
They call my name. Like, Ali.
Oh no, I was
Never.
like a nerd.
Oh my gosh. Okay, in quarantine, an online school, in crim law, I was called literally like every week. And this was a class of 30 people, and he called on like maybe 3 of us just over and over and over again. And by the end, I realized like he didn't actually care about the cases. He just like had the answer and wanted someone to talk to. So he would just be like, did this happen? And he'd be like, no. He's like, it did, but that's fine. And just like keep going. And you could get every answer wrong, did not care. This anymore.
This is online, Nicole?
This is over Zoom.
So maybe he only saw your 3. This is what I'm thinking.
Right.
He only
You
saw
know,
your
because
3.
this was before it went to Zoom. It was like the whole semester, but it took me until we were in quarantine to realize like it didn't matter whether I read the cases. And if I'm already just like laying on my couch today, I'm certainly not going to read cases. You know, like if I don't have to.
So our first day of law school, a girl got called on, and the professor made her cry, and she graduated valedictorian, honey. So he put her right on into shape after that day.
My professor tried to embarrass me and made me stand up in the middle of the class. I made a little smart comment. I didn't think she heard me. It was just joking. I was kiki with my friend. She was like, well, how about you stand up? And I said, okay, like whatever. And then she said, no, stand up in the middle of the class. And she made me walk all the way to the front. She lucky that I'm not that shy, but it was still embarrassing. I was like, she really tried to play me. It's my first year too, first semester. Yeah.
Well, it's cool to know, Nicole, that they still find a way to give the law school code calling vibe via Zoom. Because I'm like, y'all gonna miss the whole first experience, you know, for the 1Ls. Like, that's the fun part.
Every class is a little different. So we had one professor who was just a gift from God. Like, he's like, I'm so proud of you just for showing up today. Like, now you have the opportunity just to learn for the sake of learning. You don't have to worry about if you're going to pass because, like, I'm not going to fail you. He was just so wonderful. He would tell us, he's like, hey, I'm going to call on you today. Like, he would email us beforehand. And then I had this other professor who just, it didn't matter anyway. And another professor who got more intense during quarantine. So we had, like, the full range of possibilities.
I had a professor who has the index cards with your pictures on it, and she would hold it up to the screen and like not even like say your name and like wait till you like recognize yourself, and you're like, oh yeah, okay, like whatever. So she got worse.
It's weird.
But would hold up the picture and the screen. Yeah.
That's a horrible thing to do. Like, why?
No.
That's traumatic. Never have I ever dated a law student at my school.
No, ma'am.
Girl, I am single as
boyfriend.
they come. I just
We didn't have any cuties. No shade to my law, but
I have a follow-up question.
I
Wow.
was like, hey, got my husband.
Yeah, my boyfriend. He's an attorney. We went to the same law school.
That's what's up.
Oh, wait.
He was a year ahead of me though, so like it wasn't like, it's a little different.
Y'all were dating while you were in law school.
Yeah, I met him my first year. He was the second year.
Wait, who was hesitant? Somebody was hesitant. It was either Angel or Sam.
It was me. Okay, so I someone
Explain.
like after I graduated. So I was like, I don't know if that counts or not.
Do we count it, guys?
I think it counts.
I think it counts.
Oh,
Flip
okay.
around.
All right.
Never have I ever pulled an all-nighter
Like in law school.
in law school.
All right. Please explain these all-nighters and why.
I remember we were studying for evidence, and we actually pulled like 6 all-nighters in a row. It was crazy.
I'm sorry, what? Come again?
Oh,
We were literally
No,
just
ma'am.
It was BNP. Yeah, we stayed up on day after day. It was like, okay, you can take a
But
nap.
how? But how?
Taking a nap.
What year was this? Like what now?
2L.
Oh no, I'm not pulling no
Yeah.
no overnighters and 2L.
I like to sleep.
I wasn't really paying close attention the whole semester. So the next 2 weeks are like time to learn the entire evidence textbook.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Dang.
I remember after your experience with that class, I'm like, I'm not taking that.
Yeah.
class.
That was yeah, that was rough.
I'm just trying to figure out, how did you do it? Like, did you have to take 5-hour energy? Like, I don't understand.
I was drinking a whole lot of coffee, and I don't drink coffee, on a everyday basis, so it works.
What?
So it kept you up, because that's me. Coffee will keep me up all night.
Hell no, I could drink all the cups. Okay.
Never have I ever considered sleeping in the library because I knew I needed to get up early and study.
Wait. You said considered or
Yeah, because I was like, if I, we couldn't, but I was like, well, if I just get locked in, like in the movies, when you stay in the store,
I want to go home.
There are absolutely people at my school who've done that. We found one study room that had like a full Keurig and like fridge of somebody's snacks during finals week. They were just like living in there.
Really?
do what you gotta do.
Wait, are your libraries not open 24/7?
Mm-mm.
Oh, mine is.
I think ours closed at 11 or midnight. It depends on like final exam season or not.
No, literally people live in my library. Like at Northwestern, they have showers, they have everything you
Showers?
need.
That sounds like a New York law firm.
Wait.
Sad. Never have I ever forgotten an interviewer's name at like when they like give you the multiple interviews and like, oh, who you were just with, like, but that was like one of my biggest fears of doing that. So I don't know if anyone else.
I've heard of that.
Yeah. Oh no.
Yeah, it was bad.
was
I remember I
hard.
tried to describe her.
Really?
I was like, yeah. I remember the practice room or everything, but I didn't remember her name.
I pretend like I didn't hear the question.
So the internship I ended up doing this summer was with the Delaware Attorney General's office. And I didn't forget that it was the Delaware office, but I couldn't figure out who, from the very beginning, I couldn't figure out who was interviewing me, the actual person. They said their name at the very beginning, but it was muffled in the middle of a question. So I couldn't go back and ask. So at the end, I couldn't figure out who to email after because I didn't know who it was. It was so uncomfortable. I just emailed the person who had given me the first interview, and I was like, thanks if it was you. I think that person was in the room but not asking me questions, but it ended up being fine.
Just always ask for a card. That's what I do because I'm so bad at
Well, it was over the phone, so that
Oh.
didn't really work.
Oh, yikes. Never mind. But that's smart, Angela.
That's
That's
smart. Yeah.
That's tips. We got you.
I think it's hard because sometimes they'll like, I feel like especially with law firm interviews, they'll give you a list of people, and then that list always changes. It's like the person,
Right, because you don't have time. You're like,
exactly. It's like the person I interviewed with wasn't the person on my list, so I was like, I don't remember who that. I remember her face, but like, I don't know
what would
that
have been
was.
worse if you would have said the old person's name in that case. That would have been
Right.
horrible.
Yeah.
in that case, I'd reach out to the recruiter. They're usually like not intimidating, and they'll tell you.
Yeah.
Never have I ever attended a lunch panel just to get the free food.
Girl.
Everybody better be honest. We all have done that.
Man, I thought no one. Okay, never mind.
That's all 1L year is. It's just like, who's giving out free food today?
That's all practice is. Anytime the firm got food, I'm there. Okay. If they want you, a lot of times they'll be like members of some, organization. I'm going because free lunch and I get to get out of the office. Yes, I'm going.
Did you guys take the food without going to the event?
Yes. Oh. We have
that one time
at our office, so they host stuff up there, and I go get the food and go back to my office. Like, thank y'all, hi, thank you, and I go.
The best is when they are like, yeah, let's eat first, and then we'll have the discussion after.
Oh yeah.
All right,
I gotta go to the bathroom and be back.
Right.
I used to always do it with student services, but everyone would do it, so it became a point where like the guy would stand at the door and just be like, no, sit down first. Yeah, because it was like box lunches.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was the same thing.
Well, I have a question for people doing law school over Zoom. Like, how has that been for you guys?
It's hard. It's hard. You're used to paying attention, and then you're not paying attention. That's basically the main difference. Is I'll turn off my video and I'll walk away. So it's kind of the worst part of it. But
do you have any professors that make you keep your video on?
oh yeah, the one that showed the face on the video.
Of course.
Yeah, I think for the fall, it's going to have a lot more structure now that they've been able to plan how it's going to happen a little bit better. In theory, we're going to have some kind of hybrid system, but we still don't know what that actually means. I think that all my professors will probably have some level of requiring constant check-in and participation, but I'm not actually that upset about it because I kind of need it if I'm going to be actually graded this semester.
To be honest, I just don't get it. I mean, I understand we're in quarantine. I understand we're in a pandemic. It's just when they switched from, actually being in class into a Zoom meeting, it's just for me, I had a lot of classes where I had to go to clinic. I had to mediate in court. So then after that, it was what do we do? My professor was literally talking about, hey, watch a YouTube video on mediation and send me a page report on it. It was just busy work because it was we couldn't do what we're actually supposed to do. And I also I had ITP, so the travel class. I was supposed to go to Greece, and that was our entire course, research, go to Greece, interview people, and I couldn't do that. So now she's talking about watching, what is that Greece movie that was in the movie theater? I don't remember, but just know
Mamma Mia.
You say Mamma Mia.
Yes, wait, actually, for credit, it was just so frustrating, and it's just hard to focus, really. So I don't know how 1Ls are going to do it. I mean, it's possible. It's just I can't imagine what they're going through. I really can't.
My bad. I will add from an attorney's perspective, especially as a litigator, we are doing a ton through Zoom. So I think being a law student in this kind of era right now, you'll have a lot to bring to the table for clerkship because you'll have that experience of doing so many meetings and calls and things of that nature on Zoom. So you can help the old partners, because a lot of them was Zoom, who is Zoom? Webcam, what's that? Volume? And I'm it's the little spec. So it's been crazy, but that can be kind of a benefit. So I know it seems frustrating, it's annoying, but we're doing mediations via Zoom. We're doing depositions via Zoom. We have 2 clerks right now. They've been helping with some of that. So there's some pros just because you'll have the experience, but it does suck not having like the traditional experience for sure.
Yep. And any like 1Ls or rising 1Ls who are gonna watch this, I would still make it a point to try to take the most of the experience. So reach out to your, section or whatever. I mean, I feel like all law schools, you have a section, right? And so reach out to them, get to know them, network as much as you can, because we don't know when this is going to end. And like Cameron said, like, I don't think it's affected practice that much. I mean, we're built to work remotely as lawyers because we're never off. So it'll be okay, and just try to make the best of it.
And don't be afraid to reach out for like a virtual coffee talk. I had somebody do this to me and I was like, that is so cute. Yes, sis, let's do it. So there's still ways to find a way to network. I think it makes it a little bit harder because you can't do the in-person thing. But I promise, like, get on a call, send an email, do a virtual, send a Zoom link, like, be cute about it. Send up something like a little e-invite. There's ways to like show your personality virtually and still get those connections.
That some lawyers are even willing to meet you in a park with your mask on, 6 feet away. And so just don't give up. Like, just don't think like, hey, I'm in quarantine, I won't be able to network still. Like, it's still possible.
Or most offices have conference rooms. You know what I'm saying? You can sit at one end, I sit at the other end, or whatever the case may be. We've done some of that. So it's just being more creative, distant, which is fine with me. I don't really want you all up on top of me anyway. So, I mean, it kind of works, really.
Cool. All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
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 Thank you.
Bye.